Good afternoon, traders. It is Matt and Jacey with Empire Algorithmic Trading here to give you your daily dose of Vwapvision's Stock Talk.
Where we use the volume weighted average price to make sense of the market. And let's get right to it because it's getting kind of fun. All right,
Let's
let's take a look.
go.
Talk some talk, baby. Well, Matt, happy Tuesday to you, and what a Tuesday it was. A lot of our green zone breakouts finally came to life. As you can see, the whole market has finally come to life. So you would
Goodness.
expect some leading stocks to participate, and that's exactly what happened today. So yeah, let's just get to it, shall we?
Let's go.
All right, so we've got the S&P 500 up 0.7%. Now, there's a couple exciting things going on here. The Nasdaq Composite up 1.6%, back-to-back days above its all-time high VWAP. So that's two. We've got two of the four indexes that we like to see. The small caps are living right at the line. I mean, just right at the
Right.
resistance, right?
Yeah.
So that's a good thing too. And then lastly, mid caps rose 0.3 of
Huh.
1%. They're both back-to-back days above its VWAP, so that's also a good sign. So basically, we have three of the four indexes now in a green zone, which is very bullish, right? I was trying to hold out and be like, I want all four, but you know what? This is actually pretty darn good too. So
Yeah,
uh,
no kidding.
right now, of course, right now is when it looks great. It's fun. It's exciting. So now the confidence is building, right? So we don't
Yeah.
want to lose sight of everything, though. There's still some dangers, so we're going to go through that first. But we do have bonds. We're pretty relatively flat. They were down a little bit. Inflation numbers came in really tame today. So I'm kind of hoping we just see some bonds consolidate and just kind of want to see that lift up just a little bit, right? They don't need to rally, doesn't need to go crazy, but we do just want to see some stabilization and a little bit of a rise up in these bond prices, bringing rates down a little bit, so that way we can take that off of our concern. And I'm about ready to drop the VIX as well because there's really not a lot
Hey.
to the market is really pulling the VIX right down. It's starting to show that everybody's a little bit more comfortable with this rally. So buyers or the options traders are kind of feeling like, all right, I think the worst is over. We're down at 18.22 on the VIX. So we're probably just going to stop checking that on a daily basis.
All
And we're
right.
going to keep an eye on the bonds, that's for sure. But right now it's getting pretty exciting with the mid caps living above their all-time VWAP and now the Nasdaq as well confirming that. So three of the four. However, it's not a time to get undisciplined, right? We've done very well throughout this entire process of maintaining our discipline, particularly through the downside, right? However, it's easy to not buy when there's nothing to buy, and two, when stocks are getting punched in the face, right? So what's a little bit harder to do is when the indexes are rallying, like you're seeing here, right? The Nasdaq up 1.6%. Things are moving. We've got an uptrend going. It's looking really strong, and we've got a pile of cash. So it's important to remember we've got a process, and we want to follow that process, and we want to stick with what works. So I wanted to look at a couple of stocks just to remind everybody, like, hey, there's certain reasons why we follow the rules, right? One of the rules that we do is we don't chase. We wait for stocks to flash the signal, and we prefer stocks to be relatively close, not already extended. So we don't really want to chase stocks that have already broken out, right? And you can see that with Halozyme. Halozyme, massive breakout. It was living underneath this VWAP, had a massive breakout. It was up something ridiculous. I think this was like 20% or something like that, 18%.
Wow.
Looking very strong. I mean, you look back on this day, that how could you not want to buy into that, right? Like, holy cow, look at this breakout. This thing's just going to chase higher. Well, it didn't, right? It went down
Right.
24% today. And this is well past earnings. There must have been some sort of news. I don't know exactly what happened, and it doesn't matter because I never
Yep.
had a position in it. I wasn't really paying attention. But I do feel this is a real good example of one, why we wait for our signal specifically, but also why we don't go looking for stocks that have, boom, chased right out of it.
Right.
Flowco. This is a good example of why we wait, why we're patient. We wait for that stock to carry through the resistance, and we wait for our signal. Flowco was looking really good. I mean, it had a nice strong rally, got right up to its VWAP and sold off hard today. It was down 12.5% today, against the
Oh,
backdrop of what you're going to see in some of these leading stocks. That's not a good look, right?
right.
Tarsus Pharmaceuticals, once again, why we sell on a failed attempt. This stock broke out it was trying to break out. It opened below its low. It flashed our potential buy signal here, right? So if you look back, the algorithm kicked us out. Hey, this is a potential buy. If I remember correctly, we weren't big fans of this one. The next day, it did. It broke through the high. It was rallying up strong, but by the end of that day, it closed down. So if you would have bought it on the early move, you should have sold it by the end of the day because it was a clear failed breakout attempt. And you can see
Yeah.
what happened with the stock. So again, you want to maintain your discipline. Even if you buy it early and the stock reverses, it's important to just protect yourself. If the stock rebounds, it very well could flash another buy signal, or you just consider it a loss, just a missed one, right? You tried, you took a small loss. It's a lot better than holding on to it, holding out hope that this was a fake out, right? And instead you're staring at a 20% loss, which is a significant loss. TG Therapeutics. This is an important one because this is why you want to sell on the way up, why you take partial profits. And I did a little breakdown here. So just $1,000, right? Let's say you bought $1,000 worth on the breakout day right here. And this is a good looking breakout, right? You got rising lows, you got declining highs, you got a nice wedge, a good solid pop, a clear break of the downtrend. That's a good looking breakout. And then the stock continued even 2 days later. Man, that just thing looks like it's great, right? Even right here, it doesn't look bad, right? Just taking a little breather. Okay. Now here, all right. Now this is a little bit of a warning sign, but again, it's not breaking down. There's no real clear reason to sell it yet. And then this happens. This big, strong earnings gap down day completely wipes you out, right? It was down. It's down 13% on that day. However, if you would have just held your stock and you didn't take any profits on it, you would have ended up selling on this day for a 6.5% loss. However, if you would have sold a third of your position, let's say you bought $1,000, like I said, that's 24 shares for a total of $991. You sell a third of that at 5%, which would have totaled 347.20. You sell another third of what's left at 7%, that brings in 265.38. And then when the stock finally sells, now you're just like, hey, I'm just going to ride this out until it gets a sell signal. You get a very clear sell signal like this, even though it was for a 6.5% loss. Since you took your profits on the way up, your total out was $1,027.06 for a total of a 3.5% gain. So
Not
that's why
bad.
we take profits on the way up just to protect ourselves from this. Yes, we're not risking so much. We aren't going to gain as much if the stock continues to roll. However, these gap downs happen and they happen a lot. So that's why you want to take your profits on the way up, let that last little bit ride, and then follow those sell signals from there. Arcadis, this is another example of why we keep waiting and we watch for the signal, right? This one tried to break out, and it just couldn't, right? So again, even though it looks like, and it's like, you know what? I know this thing is going to break out tomorrow. I'm going to jump on it. I'm going to jump on it early, right? I'm going to jump on it here. It's still sold off hard, didn't quite pass the muster, but it is setting up again, right? You're getting higher
Right.
lows. So this is why we wait for the signal. And if it doesn't work, why we keep watching. If I remember correctly, this is still on the watch list and you do have a potential nice little wedge going here. So it might just set up a little bit better. It was pretty volatile. Maybe that range tightens up and then it creates a better opportunity. So those are some of the rules why we're watching and what we're doing. And then UAMI, this is a really good example of why we act quick, right? This one this wasn't an algo trade. This was just a little trade that I did on my own, right? I was watching this. I love this flag. I like the strong run up. I've liked this stock for a while. It was setting up, breaking out. I bought a little bit of it here and I took some quick profits and then it reversed hard and I acted quickly on it and I pretty much sold out right at this low, right? So I acted quick on the profits, even though the next day, And right here, you're thinking, man, this thing's about ready to blow up, right? I mean,
Right.
boom, you got that nice strong momentum. I mean, look at that. You got these nice strong up days, the momentum's picking up, and then that happens, right? So, okay, maybe it's just going to test the VWAP, but then it didn't, right? So this is a clear reversal, clear breakdown, broke that low, sold it out the remainder, and I ended up with a 3% gain. Very similar to what we talked about with, I think it was Tarsus.
Yeah.
Very similar like that, right? I took my profits on as it was going up, even though it sold off hard. I sold part of my trade as a loss. I ended up netting a gain out of that because I acted quickly and I followed my rules. And of course, the stock continued to sell off. So
Wow.
those are some of the reasons why I wanted to talk about some of the down stocks today before we got to the fun stuff. Because by the time we're done with this, you're going to want to buy every breakout you see that comes up next.
There's a lot of green on this list, Jace. I'm looking
Oh,
at it
dude.
going, ooh.
It's pretty impressive. Now keep in mind these were all breakouts. Some of them happen. Some of these newer ones are all green zone breakouts. They all happen right after the green zone, and that's usually the earliest best ones tend to be just the rollers, right? And so hymns. Keep in mind every single one of these was on our daily stock talk or arrow review, I should say. So all of our Patreon subscribers got notified the day before these green arrows were on the board. So Hims up 15.6, 15.9% today. It's already up. I mean, even on this extended, I honestly, I think I said so on Arrow Review. I wasn't going to buy this day, right? It's just too extended for me. I would have tried to get it down on this row, right? Especially since it gapped down. This is how you would handle an
Yeah.
intraday. It gaps down, and as that thing is just rolling and it takes out the previous day's high, you got to buy that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's moving. So that's the spot to buy it right there. But even the algorithm at the end of the day, the computer program would have marked it as a buy here. But even from this extended point, it's up 29% in 5 days.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
insane, right? Vistra, it almost stopped me out. Again, this is a lesson in discipline, and it came within pennies. I mean, pennies of stopping me out. And then today I was taking profits at 5 and 7%. So again,
Wow.
it's coming to life. It is up. It's up 10% in 6 days. It kind of didn't follow through very strongly at first, but it popped up. Monday, we talked about it again yesterday. Now, this one didn't, this was just testing my patience, right? It wasn't really testing any percentage loss, it wasn't threatening that at all. It was just my patience, right? Like, come on, Monday, let's get to it. But I didn't sell, and it happened to be like right before the thing just took off. So it eked out a small gain, and then it followed through again, up 4% today alone. So Samsara, IoT, similar pattern, kind of hung out a little bit, and then it just gapped up the past 2 days. Let's see where it's at. It's up 7% in the past 3 days. So I took profits again today at 5 and 7%. So I bought into that one, and now I have a really nice, comfortable trade. I can just let this thing run. Hopefully, it gets up closer to the 60 level before it sets another handle, and then it presents another buying opportunity. Transmatics up another
Wow.
2.8% today. It had a massive 18% gap up the day after, 2 days after the green arrow. So sitting on a really nice profit there. Again, this one is up about 27% in 4 days. DeFi development. This thing is kind of wild. It's a little volatile, too volatile for my taste, but up another 2.5%. Another high after its breakout. Even though it's on this wicked run, the stock continues to just race higher.
Wow.
Interdigital up 2.2% today. It too was one of another breakout, and it treaded water and just did the classic three and go. So it never really tested, never really came close to testing any stop points or anything in that regard. Just a nice quick little sideways action before it broke out. Increasing volume, very strong looking pattern there. It's not quite at my profit targets yet, but I'm hoping we get some continued follow through tomorrow morning, and I can take some net some profits on that one. Mobileye up 2%. Again, real quickly, took some profits yesterday because it hit both my 5 and 7% targets one day after I bought it. So sometimes it happens really fast like that. Sometimes your patience gets a little tested.
Right.
Amphenol honestly, this one, if you go back on the, and I remember saying I wasn't a truster. I didn't trust this one, right? I don't, I haven't learned to trust these and believe some of these really strong looking momentum ones. I've just gotten accustomed to the tighter, closer to the VWAP, subtle breakouts. Some of these momentums, they still just stick to me as being extended. But in hindsight, it's not. It was a really good time to buy it. The stock hit another high today. It was up 1.1.5%, and it's quickly up 11% in 9 days off of after its breakout. Robinhood, nothing wrong with Robinhood. Robinhood tried shaking you out. It came very, very close. I think this was 5.9% below the buy point. Uh,
Wow.
and, and it held firm. But what's interesting is it reported earnings after the bell on this day. So its low was 46.18. Even though there was a massive sell-off and a big volume and the thing kind of corrected, it held the low of the previous day. And then
Wow.
it rallied off of that. So this is when I bought it. I didn't buy it on this breakout because it was so close to earnings. I was a little nervous. We're still kind of in the red zone. It's a Bill O'Neill follow through. We're like, okay, let's take some chances. We're not quite in a green zone, but I bought it on this day. I saw the strength. I saw that higher low, took advantage of it, and reaping some rewards. I think it's up. Yeah, it's up. That can't be right. Yeah, that's right. It's up 28% in 7 days. So yeah, that's all right. Again, I sold some on this day. I sold some at 5 and 7%, and I'm just letting the rest ride, right?
Huh.
Land Bridge. This one would have tested your patience, but it was a big earnings recovery. Probably would have pushed anybody out. I think this was down 11% on that day, and I think it was, well, it's only 4% from the buy point. So, you probably, yeah, you could have ridden this out if you took your profits up, right? Because you're taking profits at 5 and 7. It rose up about 8% past that. So now you've got a really nice cushion. So it probably hasn't even touched your break even point. You're
Right.
able to ride that volatility out, and look what happened, right? So that either way, I probably would have sold it here. Not gonna lie, that I just would have taken the boom. I'm out. Let's just buy ones that don't test my resolve, right? But it quickly recovered. And that's strength, right? That's strong. I mean, look at right where it went off of too, right off the freaking VWAP.
Yep.
So,
Yep. Like a ping pong ball.
it's what are you going to do, right? And it's a newer issue. I mean, it's just setting up again. It might run into resistance, but I don't know, man. This market is just rolling. C Limited. I'm not sure. I'm
Wow.
losing my percentage here on this one. It's not hitting up. I think this is about an 8% gain. Reported earnings, and I made a note to myself to note the 10-day moving average. And so with looking
Oh
here,
wow.
I was thinking this was a sell signal. I'm thinking here we had a nice run here. Might be doing a little consolidation. Uh, Stopped right at the 10-day moving average. I took some profits here and I took some more profits here. But yesterday I'm looking at it and I'm like, this thing it's just riding the 10-day, right? And then boom, it just blasted right out of it. Reported earnings, had a nice, I think it was before the bell, nice 8% gain. Yeah, there it is, 8.2% gain. Super strong. Again, this one, it's up 15% in 10 days since its
Wow.
breakout. Dave,
And
this one's starting to hurt a little bit. I can let it
oh,
go, but son of
Jace.
a bitch,
Jace.
man. I mean, come on, dude. I think this
Jace.
is 89, 89% in 10 days. Good
Jace.
Lord. Good
No.
Lord. That's a hell, man. Oh well. You know what? I hope any of our viewers got in on this. Any of our subscribers,
Same.
and didn't shake yourself out like you did me. So again, lesson learned. I should mark this as why we wait for the end of the day. Right? I'm going to mark that right there so we know. But yeah, very very impressive run from Dave. What are you going to do? It's the new app. I mean, app
Yep.
went on wicked run last year. Dave is going to be
Yep.
the one everyone's talking about. Axon Pharmaceuticals. It had the double. It tried to break out during the red zone. Did the shake and break. That's what I like to call it. You get the three down and the quick recovery. flashed another real clear sell signal or a real clear buy signal. Tested resolve here, found support right at the 10-day moving average and has taken off. It as well from the second buy signal, it's up 20% in 12 days. From the first buy signal, it's up 25%. And I don't think it would have, yeah, it hit 6.3%. So you probably would have gotten shaken out on this day. But like I said, it quickly recovered, gave you another opportunity to get in on it, and that second opportunity is still proven to be quite well. Comstock Resources, again, another one of our early breakouts, tested you with the volatility, never flashed an algorithm sell signal, would have stopped any normal human that was just paying attention out of here. But it's set up again, right? It's set up right here for another buy, and it's set up right
Mhm.
here if you didn't want to buy this one. So gave you plenty of opportunities to get in on this one, and it's just on a tear as well. Then we have Argan. Again, this one is just steady as she go, right? Another 2.8%. Oh, I should mention Comstock was up 3.86% today.
Wow.
FTI, Technip M, whatever this is, FMC. Again, it hit a new high after its breakout, up to 1.7%. Groupon. I mean, Groupon shook everybody out, but it's just continuing to go. It never flashed an algo sell signal, so the computer program would have held it through this, and off she goes. Let's see how far. Yeah, that's 32% in 12 days on Groupon. Zscaler, the little Zscaler that could, it's up 13.6% in 12 days, and it was up 1.4% today for a new high after its breakout. So Mercado Libre, same thing, another new high. It was up only a little less than 1%, but still another high after its breakout. And I think that is it. Again, these are all previous breakouts that we identified for our paid Patreon subscribers the day before they made their moves. We put a video together and said, hey, these guys are going to potentially break out tomorrow. And then you're seeing the results of some of those trades. So I'm pretty excited. It's looking good. We want some more breakouts. I was taking a look. There should be a very, very good showing of stocks on the Arrow report. Very excited about that. I was even looking at some of the setups. They look really good. There's some big names on there too. Some big
All
growth names.
right.
It's more fuel, right? It's more fuel to fire. We want it. What I don't want is what you said. I think when we first started our conversation was all the little snippets you were seeing. It was how great the market is, and that's usually means that they're starting to get some too many eyes on it. And that's usually when it starts to pull back a little bit. So just beware, but just follow the rules, right? Like we talked about, just take your profits early, protect yourself from any potential downsides. But the momentum's there, the clear signs are there. You can buy the breakouts with confidence as long as they aren't sloppy, as they aren't all over the place, and they aren't too extended. And just follow your rules, and hopefully you start making some money.
I just want to reiterate what Jay said again. We love talking through these in our stock talk, but make sure you understand what we're showing you is the previous breakouts that are still on their tear, the ones that are going well, but also some of the failures. We have a whole batch of new stuff that we talk about daily on our paid Patreon, patreon.com/empire algorithmic trading, where we have our daily buy and sell signals. If you want to get on similar types of breakouts early when they're looking good, make sure you subscribe over there, and we'll show you what we're doing with that. We can't tell you what exactly to do with your money. We're just giving you information and you get to make the choice. So definitely subscribe at our Patreon, patreon.com/empire algorithmic trading. Otherwise, for more information about who we are, what this crazy algorithm is, check out Vwapvision.com. That's VWAP We want to say thank you to our Spotify and our YouTubers for sticking with us every day. Like and subscribe over there so you get your daily dose of stock talk. And then also follow us on all of our socials, Facebook, Instagram, X, Blue Sky. We like to open up lines of communication with you, and we try to be as responsive as we possibly can. So that being said, Jace, what a fun market. What a fun thing that we're getting into here. Great to see things rolling that are already rolling, and I can't wait to see what's waiting in the weeds as the next great breakout.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting and it's fun watching it work, right? I was thinking about
Mhm.
this earlier. I the last time we came out of a bear market is when I first saw this whole concept, right? And I just had no, I didn't know if I've never seen anything like it before. I didn't trust it. But I was like, man, if I'm right, this is a hell of a buying signal, right? And I remember there were 62 signals in one day that I found just from looking at charts and and I'm like, Jesus Christ, holy cow, that can't be right, and it was right in the heart of the bear market. Nobody trusted any of it. And you know what? I'm just going to bring up the freaking chart. Let's just because I just want to show okay, because I do want to show the S&P, right? And let's bring this back a little bit. Where we're at is basically right here. Now, this bear market was obviously a little bit more extended, right? So, I mean, you could potentially say we're like this, really. Um, I think we're in a little bit better position than this, but we could be potentially right here. So, if we play this tape out, we know this fails, right? So that's one scenario. But what I think is I personally believe we're kind of closer to this scenario, right? I think we're right about here in the whole stage of things. You got long-term support at the VWAP. You've got a nice uptrend already forming. It just happened because it was so dramatic. It just happened really fast. This was slow, right? This was
Yep.
uh, caused by inflation. It was a brutal raising interest rates. Is the economy going to take a total dump? It was a rough market. This last one was just caused by an administration that just didn't know what they were doing. So there's a difference, right? They pulled back from the brink, and now everybody can get back to their business. And we were, if I remember correctly, we were at all-time highs before all this nonsense started. So it's not a
Yep.
surprise. You take that off the table, stocks are going to recover, right? But this is what I'm getting at. So this is kind of where we're at. Went on a nice little tear. It corrected a little bit, right? This is a test, and it held. There's probably an average 20-day, 10-day, who knows, somewhere around there. But what I want to talk about is eventually it ends up testing. And that's what I think we're going to see. And it could take 2 weeks and it could take 3 months. But I do think we're going to see this type of action, right? And what this did was this reset all of the breakouts that were going on right here and all the stocks that you might have missed around here. This reset all of those. And so when the market finally did break out again right here, all those leading stocks, and then you get a real juicy bull market, right? So that's where I think, and it's really exciting because I really started getting into this thing. I started figuring it all out right as the market was topping. So now we know what happens to breakouts when the market's starting to roll over. We know what happens to breakouts when it's starting to show weakness. We know what's happening to breakouts when the market starts breaking out. So now it's just a matter of now we know we're in an uptrend. We just know it's going to test, so we got to be prepared for that. And then also, if you just follow your rules, you're testing. If it tests and fails, your rules are going to work you into cash, right? So there's no risk. I mean, it's really, as long as you follow your rules, you take your plans, and you buy the right stocks, your risk is very, very minimal. Even though it looks extended, it's rallied up, and it's a little like, oh my God, it's going to correct at any time. It can correct at any time, right? So,
Right.
you can't live by that fear. So it's really exciting. It's fun. I can't wait to see it. We had a nice little consolidation here. But I know I deleted it. I probably shouldn't have, but this VWAP right here. Now, the reason why this is important because it flashed a little mini. Now, I love this, right? This is just your classic 3 and go, right? It's got the boom, and then here we go, right? So I know that's 4, but I'm just calling it the 3 just for the sake of. But anyhow, this provided support, right? And then what I was thinking is this is like the biggest shakeout in ever right here. And we got right back to where we were finding support, I think, before Trump did. When is this? I think this is Liberation Day. Yeah. So the market was already finding support here. It was already starting to kind of find a bottom before Trump did all his nonsense, right? Trump starts taking back off the table. And what do? We go right back to where we were,
Yep.
and we were finding support and we were starting to rally off of it. Things were looking pretty decent right here, right at this point. So it's not a surprise that one, you had this massive shakeout, which creates a big vacuum, which stocks then it just bounced right off of this VWAP, and now it's kind of snapping, right? It's trampolining.
Yep.
That momentum is carrying. Eventually, that momentum is going to run out and it's going to test
Yep.
the other way. It's nice to see VIX coming down. That's an added bonus. But for the most part, it's about as exciting as you can get right now.
Yep.
And
Exactly.
I'm not trying to say, just blindly go all in and max out your credit cards and do all sorts of crazy margin. No, not at all. What I'm saying is it's exciting because now you can have the confidence that it's probably that it's probably not going to collapse the very next day, right? Your breakouts are not going to go down 8% the minute after you buy them, right? So that's what's exciting. It's still, you got to manage your risk. You got to be disciplined. Don't go buying anything, right? Don't go rushing in and just, oh, the stocks that are already on a tear, right? Like don't jump into Vistra right here. Don't jump into HIMS right here. These stocks have already made their moves. These green arrows are already happening. You want to buy the breakouts that are now happening with more confidence. Start taking some bigger position sizes. Keep your profits the same, keep your losses the same, but just take larger position sizes so you can take advantage of this momentum.
Hmm.
All
Exactly
right,
right.
Maddie. Well, that's it. That's my preaching for the day. Thank you, everybody, for listening. But yeah, anyhow, I'm just super excited. Got my blood flowing, and I can't wait for Arrow review. It'll be fun.
Like we said, if your blood is flowing as well, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow us on all different platforms. That being said, Jace, happy trading.
Happy trading, my friend. Talk to you during Arrow review.
Yeah.